In honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to show you how I did this look, only using products from Miss A, while telling you how I met my husband. Okay, so the first product I'm going to be using is the Pore Filling Primer. I first met my husband after him and I were dating people for a while, and it was the previous relationships were pretty serious, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. And mine was a very, very, very long-term relationship, and his was very serious as well. And he had been on, I guess, so whatever had happened, he just decided that he was gonna go on dating apps and stuff like that. And I was like, after that relationship that I had, I was like, I was done with relationships at all. And I was like, you know what, I'll just meet new people, that's cool, it's whatever. And I opened up that dating app and I didn't take it serious whatsoever. I met people. I did it to where, I also set it to where you can meet friends. I think one of them, I had actually met a couple of super cool people through there. I already have foundation from AOA, so I'm going to be using that. This is the Pure Complexion Liquid Foundation in L1. I don't know if it's my shade, but I guess we'll see. I had already met a couple of people through there as friends, and they were pretty cool. But I was also like seeing other people through there that I were more than just friends. I'm going to be blatant with you. And I didn't want anything serious, so if there was anything kind of remotely giving vibes that was going to be more than that, I immediately let them know and reminded them once things felt like they were going to get a little hot and heavy. So after meeting a couple of people, like, it was also really scary because I'm a girl and I'm very, if you know one thing about me, which you don't because you don't know my personal life, but one thing about me is that I'm very, 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 very safe. And I like, you know, being safe in my house and being safe when I go out to do things and stuff like that. So I'm always like prepared. When it came time to actually meeting someone, I ended up, my friends had my location and I told them exactly who it was. I sent them like a screenshot of their profile. Sent them, I told them who it was, where we were going, sent them my location obviously, and had them like track it and stuff. And I told them what car that they were going to be driving in. And I always told them, if I don't text you when I leave, red flag. My husband was, well, actually the last person that I had met through online dating, and I had been talking to other people and stuff like that, but like I said, nothing was serious. I didn't want anything serious, and my husband didn't either. We both had just gotten out of very serious relationships, and that wasn't our priority at all. I'm gonna use this Pop contour stick in Nude. I was always very like, okay, before I meet this person, I'm gonna make sure that they're being safe and things like that. And I mean, like I said, I'm always super safe. So no red flags at that point, and I wasn't really worried about anything. He had given me like everything that I asked for before I met him, so I didn't see any need to like be super worried. But I was still very careful, and I made sure that I still gave location and everything like that. We met, things were great. He was a great person. He seemed just like his pictures. I know like a lot of times like that's not the case, and a lot of people end up like lying about what they look like, or how tall they are and all that stuff. But that didn't happen this time, surprisingly. It didn't happen at all to me, and that was really nice. The only thing was that I thought he was shorter for some reason. So when I met him, he was taller, and I was like, I told him that, I was like, wow, you're taller than I thought you were. And he was like, I told you my height. And I was like, no, I know, but like, I know people lie about their height, you know, and I wasn't prepared for that. It was a very pleasant surprise that he was taller. I was expecting for him to be shorter. And I mean, I say that, right? But like, I'm short myself, so anyone that's like taller than me is super tall, in my opinion. Yeah, and it was great, and we had a good time. And then we met each other like twice, and I really didn't know, like, I was kind of getting scared, honestly, at this point, because I liked hanging out with this guy, and I was like, I don't like that I like hanging out with him. I don't like that I like being with him. I don't want a relationship, so like, I don't know what is happening. But there was nothing like that came out of it. Like, I just kind of felt that way, but I didn't really say anything. And so I kind of just reestablished, like, hey, I just want to remind you, you know, that I don't want a relationship. That's not our thing. That's not the focus that I have right now. Like, I'm just trying to focus on me and getting my stuff done and like living my life. And he was like, no, I completely agree. And I was like, okay, great. I'm glad we're on the same page. So him kind of telling me that he didn't want anything kind of like was enough for me to just kind of like be like, okay, that's cool, I'm back, never mind, for a couple of months. And then we actually stopped seeing each other because he started, like, I guess he was also talking to other people, and he started having feelings for that other person, which was fine. I mean, it was cool. So I was like, okay, like, don't worry about it. And so I just went on with my life. I was seeing other people and stuff like that too. I'm gonna use the Plush blush from Pore in the shade 04, I think. Oh, in the shade Alto. So yeah, and I was just, it was whatever. I was living my life. Probably put too much. Let's see if I regret it. And then he was like, I really want to be friends though. Like, I really like you as a person. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool. We can be friends. It's cool. Don't worry about it. So that was what, like, we ended up doing. And we were friends for a little bit. But and then I guess he realized that, like, I don't know. He ended up telling me a couple days later that he, like, regretted that decision. And he made a mistake. And that he wanted to see if I would still take him up on, like, being friends again, or like, you know, seeing each other again. And I was like, because, well, I mean, I have trust issues now, you know. I've always had trust issues, but that was a lot more like, oh, okay, wow, like a little realization moment, like maybe this isn't the best decision, right? I already have this. It's the Brush On Liquid Concealer in the shade L2. So I feel bad, but I kept on giving him like the runaround. I was always like, oh yeah, we can hang out this day. And then the day would come and then I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, like something happened or whatever. And whether that was true or not, I don't really remember, but I didn't really show an effort on like trying to actually see him. And I feel really bad about it, but it's what I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Finally, I think like he was probably giving up, which at that point, which I wouldn't blame him. And so I ended up telling him like, you know what, fine, I guess that day I was feeling okay. And I did end up seeing him, and he saw me, and apparently as soon as he saw me, like, he told me that he gave me like this really big hug and a kiss. I don't remember that. I don't remember him kissing me. I feel really bad saying that, but I don't remember him kissing me. And then from then on, I told him, I was like, fine, like we can see each other, that's okay, but I want to take it extremely slow. Extremely slow. And he was like, okay, like that's fine. I ended up, that was what, that went on for a couple of months, I want to say. And then on his birthday, he decided, I wanted to do something special, right? Because, and I didn't know, like at this point, I don't know if he was seeing anyone else. I don't know if he was actually taking me seriously, or he was just kind of saying it. But I was working a lot, and I had money, and I was like, you know what? Not, of course, money to blow, right? But like I got paid. I had recently got paid, and I was like, hey, I want to take you out to eat for your birthday. And he was like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, I'm the guy. And I told him, I was like, it's fine. Like, it's your birthday, you know, like it's a special day. And I was like, well, what do you usually do on your birthday? Because I don't want to like impede on his plans if he had any, right? And I was like, we're not like a thing. So like, if you have other plans, like that's cool. It's okay. I'll just see you later. And he was like, no, like fine, you can take me out. I was like, okay, great. I'm gonna be using the Easy Brow Styler for my eyebrows in the shade dark brown. I take him out to eat, and I was like, well, what are you craving today? And he tells me that he's craving like rolls, like he's craving Japanese food and stuff like that. So I ended up taking him to this really nice place that my dad used to take me to. Seafood there is really good, and the rolls there are really good. So I ended up taking him there, and we had a good time. It was a great time, and he posted me on his social media, which was a shock to me because like he never really did that. All I had planned was just taking him to the restaurant, but the day was still early, and we didn't really know like what to do. We wanted to do something else, but like we didn't know exactly what. We just wanted like a chill day. Right behind the restaurant was a movies, and he was like, you know what, like let's go to the movies, because he loves watching movies. He loves going to the movies. And I was like, okay, why not, right? So we ended up going and spontaneously watching X. So we were watching it, and after the movie finished, he kind of just like, we were kind of just there chilling in his car, and he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, what? You know, like that wasn't the plan. I wasn't expecting it, honestly, whatsoever. So I was like, are you sure? You know, are you sure you want to date me? And because I mean, he had known my story, you know, my previous story, so I really didn't, I don't know, it was just odd. Like I wasn't expecting for him to ask me to be his girlfriend at that time, and but I said yes, obviously, right? Here we are now. I was super happy about it, but I was also super scared because I had promised myself that I wasn't going to go into another relationship. But I said yes to him because I just felt like we were having a good time, you know, we were enjoying ourselves and things like that. And the worst thing was that, like, I didn't try to like emotionally invest myself into the relationship. The worst thing that was gonna happen was that we break up, and that's it, because I told myself, like, fine, you know, date him, but don't tell him your secrets. Don't go all in, because you don't want to get hurt again. Don't do this, don't do that. So I kept on telling myself all these things, and I just found myself, like, when I was with him, I found myself just kind of like not caring about any of those things. Like, I didn't care who was going to judge me. I didn't care about any of that. So things were great. We were having a fun time, and I don't know, I didn't know what to expect at all. It was a very new thing for me, from dating someone for like almost 10 years to dating someone older and a different culture. That was very, very, very different for me because in my previous relationship, he was younger than me and his culture was very Americanized. So it was a big change. But that was in March, and then in June we ended up having our first like little vacation together, and we ended up going to Colorado. We don't live in Colorado, so it was a big vacation for us, and we ended up driving from where we live to Colorado, and that was great. It was a great time. I'm gonna use the Easy Brow Gel by them. It's just clear. I've already had this one, so I already know what it looks like and stuff. I'm gonna take this Hocus Pocus Witching Hour palette. I use the same palettes. I have so many, but I still use the same ones. And I'm just gonna use the All Hallows Eve. It's just a nude shade just so I can have a good transition base. I'm just gonna put it all over my lid. I'm gonna take this little brown shade. But yeah, and so it was a really nice time in Colorado, except for one day when I had really, 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 really bad altitude sickness, I'm guessing. And I was not having a fun time. So that day I kind of just like laid it low. Didn't really do much. I think like that day we just like went to watch a baseball game at the Rockies Stadium, and that was it. Maybe we went home on 4th of July, so we were there for like about, give or take, 3 days. I want to say a week at most, but no, I think it was mainly like 3 days. And I had super irregular periods anyway, so I wasn't even worried about anything. But my husband said, hey, I think you should take a pregnancy test. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, because you were nauseous. And I was like, so? Like, we're in a place that's new to us, and the altitude is different. Like, I'm not pregnant. And at this point we had only been dating from March 30th to July 4th. But I was like, okay, whatever, I'll take one. I took it, and I actually forgot about it for a while, and I think we like ate and things like that, and I obviously needed to pee, right? So I went to the bathroom again, and that thing was positive. Yep, that thing was very positive, and I was like, what? Because I had never seen a positive pregnancy test. I had never had one, and I had never, not that I never wanted one, but just that had never been like a thought that I had, you know? So I see it, and I call him over, and I was like, hey, you wanna take a look at this? And he's like, yeah. And I think he forgot about it too, you know? And then I showed it to him, he's like, what? And I was like, I know. And yeah, I'll give a story time about that, my whole pregnancy journey. But yeah, and that's how we met. And now, so we had our baby in March of 2023, and we got married on November 1st of 2023. So we've been together for a good while. And people talking about those dating apps telling you that it's bad, they're lying to you. I'm telling you right now. Now moving on to like the actual makeup. So I'm gonna be taking this little brown shade, and I'm gonna be using it on just to deepen up my outer corners. But the primer did a really good job. I think it made my foundation feel a lot less like, because sometimes it's these pores, man. These pores are horrible. And I think it did a really good job. Yeah, it did a really good job, actually. a lot better than I was planning for it to be, but super good. The foundation, like I said, I had already had, so that one I already kind of knew that it was good because I've had it for a while, which is actually what gave me the idea of doing this video. The contour stick is very nice. It's really subtle, and that's exactly what I wanted. I don't really like making it super obvious, and I don't like whenever like a little goes a long way, because it's kind of, how should I know? You know. But it looks really nice. The blush scared me so much because it looked really pigmented. But no, it doesn't, it didn't, it's not bad at all. As for the eyebrow products, I liked it too. I think the color match is really nice. I don't like the brush that's on it. The brush is more like an actual brush rather than like a spoolie, like the one that I usually use. Like this. Because I usually use the e.l.f. one and I like the spoolie better. So I just used the spoolie from that one. It was cool. These eyeshadow products are really nice. I have no gripes yet. I didn't get a setting spray because I usually don't. I already have a setting spray, and I didn't want to get another one if I knew I wasn't gonna use it that often. But so far everything has been really good. I know that like the price point kind of scares a lot of people off, but I haven't had any issues so far. So I don't know if there's even a chance that people are over here considering it and using my video to watch it. But I think it's going pretty good. As for the inner corner, I was just using the 300 Years, and I mixed it with the All Hallows Eve, just to kind of give something there, because I don't want to leave it bare. I think I'm just going to do a small wing. I think that's just what I'm going to do. Just going to do a small wing, and then I'm going to put lashes on. And my lashes are actually from the same company. So let's see how it looks. For my bottom lashes, I'm just going to use the dark brown shade, and I'm just going to do it lightly, and hopefully I don't need to use the other one, but if I need to use a lighter shade, I'll just do that to kind of smoke it out. So change of plans. I had other lashes or the lashes that I was going to use for today because of the brand, and they tore. So now I'm trying to decide which other ones to use. So I will be back whenever it's done. Okay, so my dog is barking outside, but this is it. I don't know why my lashes are like being weird, but it's cool. Don't worry about it. Okay, I used my daughter's stickers and then I'm gonna use this eyeshadow from AOA called Aries, and I'm just gonna put it over top the hearts. That way I can just peel it off and it can look cool. I'm done with the stickers, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit more blush on my nose, and then use a white eyeliner to draw little hearts, and I should be done. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. And if you're not celebrating with a significant other, then I hope you love yourself just as much as you would want to be loved. Bye.